The 1970s weren't just about disco balls, polyester suits, and gas shortages. They were a golden cauldron bubbling over with some of the most unhinged, under-the-radar horror cinema ever splattered on celluloid. While everyone and their possessed grandmother knows The Exorcist or Halloween, today we're diving headfirst into the crypt of forgotten nightmare fuel from the 70s that most people still haven't discovered. These are grimy gems, macabre oddities, and legitimately disturbing classics that slipped through the cracks of pop culture. So buckle in, because it's about to get grotesquely underrated. Oh, and if you dare, tap that like button like it's a cursed Ouija board, drop a comment if you've actually seen any of these, and subscribe for more deep cuts you won't find on your typical horror DVD shelf. Picture this, Jaws, but with a Yeti and skis. That's Snowbeast, a made-for-TV creepfest that aired on NBC and somehow managed to be both unintentionally hilarious and disturbingly atmospheric. Set in a Colorado ski resort where a furry creature starts dismembering tourists like snowflakes, this film combines chilling mountain isolation with a beast costume that looks like a rejected Muppet in witness protection. What makes Snowbeast so hypnotically odd is its straight-faced seriousness despite the absurd premise. The creature is barely shown, creating an accidental masterclass in suspense by budget constraint. Bonus points for Bo Svensson as a former Olympic skier turned reluctant hero who seems like he's one bad day away from punching the abominable snowman in the face.
Are you hurt? Tony! Oh! Tony! Let me... Oh!
Italian horror doesn't mess around, and The Night of the Devils proves it by blending folklore and trauma in a way that's deeply unsettling. Loosely based on a 19th-century novella, this Yugoslavian-Italian co-production is gruesome mythology with a philosophical hangover. The story follows a lost man who stumbles upon a decaying rural family cursed with vampirism, and what unfolds is a slow, festering descent into madness, rot, and patriarchal doom. With bleak visuals, nerve-grating sound design, and a climax that makes you want to exfoliate your soul, this one's not here to entertain. It's here to haunt you on a cellular level.
Ma come? Non mi riconosci? Sono Zdenka.
You will never look at your garden the same way after Squirm. Directed by Jeff Lieberman, who also gave us the LSD-soaked Blue Sunshine, this one's about killer worms. Yep, earthworms, the squishy pals of compost heaps, turn deadly after power lines go down in a small Georgia town, electrocuting the soil and mutating them into slimy murder noodles. But don't laugh too soon. Lieberman somehow turns this into an effective slice of eco-horror with genuinely gnarly effects. Special shout-out to legendary makeup artist Rick Baker, who crafted worm-infested prosthetics that still squick people out today. This film is a sweaty, muddy mess of Southern Gothic chaos, complete with twitchy performances and a dark soundtrack that sounds like nature having a nervous breakdown. After this, you'll consider Concrete Gardening.
Squirm, a new experience in pure fright. Your heart beats so fast it feels like it's going to burst.
Jerry?
Terror grips every nerve in your body. You want to scream, but you can't. You sweat, but you don't dare move.
Oh, no.
They came from everywhere. This was the night of the crawling terror. American International presents Squirm. Strange, frightful changes. That night, it all started.
Stop doing that.
I'm not doing anything.
They're dead!
Don't be fooled by the title. Driller Killer is less about a maniac with a tool and more about urban psychological decay dressed in punk leather. Directed by and starring Abel Ferrara under the pseudonym Jimmy Lane, this grimy no-budget tale follows an artist whose financial and mental stability begins to implode in 1970s New York. Instead of therapy, he picks up a power drill and starts ventilating homeless people. What makes this film disturbing isn't just the gore, though there's plenty of that, but the unnerving realism. Shot guerrilla style on the rotten streets of NYC, it's soaked in filth and despair. There's something tragically hypnotic about watching a man unravel while a punk band rehearses loudly in the apartment next door.
There are those who kill violently. But there is one death that goes beyond the human imagination. The Driller Killer is a horrifying story of a man torn between the woman he loves and the devil himself.
Reno?
Sweetie, you don't have to kiss to make babies or something, so I waited till I left, and when I walked up to him, I said, no, but you gotta...
I didn't do nothing to you. I'm clean.
See Jimmy Lane as Reno Miller, a man driven to the very edge, and then beyond. The Driller Killer is coming.
Just the window, Dalton.
Before there was Zodiac, there was the town that dreaded Sundown, a semi-factual recounting of the Texarkana Moonlight Murders, which terrified Arkansas and Texas in 1946. Blending documentary-style narration with dramatized killings, the film feels like watching a true crime podcast as directed by a feverish ghost. The hooded killer, known as the Phantom, became a prototype for later slasher villains, long before Jason ever found his hockey mask. Director Charles B. Pierce, also responsible for The Legend of Boggy Creek, injects an eerie realism by filming in the actual locations where the murders happened. But don't worry, there's weird humor too, like a cop who cross-dresses as bait for the killer. No one asked for that, but we got it anyway. The result is a film that's chillingly authentic yet wonderfully bizarre, like a crime scene reenactment on acid.
Floyd Reed, age 34, murdered in his home on May 3rd. Mrs. Reed shot twice, but survived. Roy Allen, 17. Peggy Loomis, 15. Both found dead April 14th in Spring Lake Park. Howard W. Turner, 29. Emmylou Cook, 17. Bodies discovered in a wooded area on March 24th. Samuel P. Fuller, age 24. Linda Mae Jenkins, age 19. Brutally attacked March 3rd, 1946. In The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Starring Academy Award winner Ben Johnson as Captain J.D. Morales of the Texas Rangers.
A phantom who, so far, hasn't made any mistakes.
The only thing we really do know is that we've got a very strange person on our hands.
Andrew Prine as Deputy Norman Ramsey of the Texarkana Sheriff's Department. For 4 months, he held an entire city in the icy grip of terror.
If you've somehow survived this marathon of strange beasts, worm-driven chaos, and ill-advised power tools, it's your turn. What 70s horror film do you think deserved a spot? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, we love discovering bizarre relics. And if you're still hungry for more under-the-radar fright flicks, check out our hand-picked movie playlist. It's like therapy. If your therapist wore a ski mask and whispered horror trivia instead of helping you.